Ready?
Go ahead.
All right. You know you came to the right gym when there's something written on the wall in neon lights. So we're here with Alex Perrozzi. Oh, wow. We're here with Alex Perrozzi, naturopath, trainer, owner of the gym. This is our first ever workout together in 20 years of being friends.
All right.
How does that make you feel? Okay, so we're gonna do a workout today. We're gonna talk health, fitness, whatever comes out. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go. All right, so this is an incline dumbbell press we're doing to start. We're gonna start with a warm up. Show us what you're doing here.
A lot of people like to incline chest press like this, where it's nice and straight, 90-degree angle. A lot of shoulder involved. People get shoulder injuries. I like to usually keep it at a 45 like this. Get a nice big stretch, you know? Because if you hold it neutral also, there's a lot of like triceps involved instead of your chest, right? So I like this big stretch, keep it at a 45.
So you want to keep them tucked.
Yeah. Obviously, as the weight gets heavier, you're not getting as much depth, but the goal is to keep the depth. The stretch is where you get the most
You know what I actually
gain.
love? Yeah, getting the stretch when I'm doing a really low weight. And then as the weight goes up, work more for like velocity and strength. But right now, like getting the blood flow for me is the most important thing.
50 for me.
Yeah, I'll do a 50 and then you could go for 50. I'm probably gonna go with like
50, 60, then 80. Those are my working sets.
I'll usually do like 10 to 12 reps, 4 sets, let's say, and then like the last 2 sets maybe to failure instead of 10 to 12. It really depends.
So my question for you is about supplements. A lot of people and myself want to know what are the supplements that everyone should be taking. Obviously, it's hard to get it in food nowadays for obvious reasons. Let's talk for 90% of people. What should be the supplements that everyone should be supplementing? And what?
Hands down, it's vitamin D is number one. Recent studies show that like around 90 to 95% of the population is deficient in vitamin D. It's really important for everything, basically. Inflammation, your brain health, muscle growth, recovery, sleep. Magnesium is a big one too. We're really deficient in magnesium. Makeup check. Need help bring it up or no?
No, we're okay. So, PR, 80 pounds. If I say yeah, it's because I need your assistance. All right, let's go.
Let's go. Nice.
Yeah.
One more. If you even push yourself a little bit, like you're gonna feel it. And it doesn't need to be crazy.
So that brings us to the next topic of discussion. In the gym, how important is progressive overload when it comes to building strength, putting on muscle, and progressing in the gym? I wish I knew what progressive overload was like 7 years ago, because I was just in the gym swinging weights and I wasn't seeing any results. And it's really after I came into you, we really started like, okay, how are you training?
Exactly.
And I trained more with intention, and then we looked into like progressive overload, which is, I need a breather.
Yeah, the heart rate goes up, you can't speak. That's good, it's a good set then. Progressive overload is probably the most important thing in the gym. Without that, you wouldn't be able to progress. So at a certain point, you can take your 10 pounds and just do 100 reps with it, but there'll be no progress because there's no tension on the muscle anymore, right? So your muscle, you have to think about it as a bunch of fibers connected. And when you train, they tear and then they grow back stronger. Let's say I do 4 sets, I'm constantly upping the weights, and that's okay if you bring the reps down also. So I'm constantly trying to increase the weight no matter how hard it gets, but still getting a certain amount of reps for hypertrophy, like 8 to 10, 12 reps, 15, 20, it depends where you're at in terms of reps, but you always wanna, every set, increase the weight. Ideally, when you progress overload, you decrease reps and increase weight. So let's say now Nick's gonna do, I don't know, 10 to 12 reps of 120 pounds. Ideally, the next set, we'd want to go to 130 pounds. And if he gets 8 to 10 reps, it's still good. That's what progressive overload is.
So I'm not going to failure, obviously, on every set, or else I'm going to be gassed by the time I'm on my second, my third workout.
And that's where it comes in, is where you want to always just increase a little bit of the weight.
So show us how we should be doing a lat pull down.
You want to make sure like the stretch at the top is very important. This is where you engage your lat as much as possible, and then stretch and then pull and squeeze without swinging or jerking your body, right?
And how important is it to keep your chest out and bring the bar to your chest?
This is where I'm engaging the lats as much as possible, not the arms, not the chest.
I see you're also going really slow on the eccentric, which is like the higher.
The most important part. So when your muscle's under tension, you're gonna get the most
stimulus.
Exactly, stimulus. The longer you load the muscle for and it's under tension, the more results you get.
Actually, I'm happy you said that because I love studying the brain, and I was told this by a really advanced bodybuilder. He said, our brains don't know how much we're lifting. All it knows is that it's being put under tension and there's like something pulling against it. That's why a lot of people say, you know, doing bands, that resistance, just having that resistance gains like a bunch of muscle. So obviously everything comes down to like form and intention and the way we do something.
You could do push-ups, something that most people in the gym could do, and you could bang them out with half range of motion or just speed. Well, how about you slow it down, chest to the floor, touch, and pull.
Oh yeah, you'll feel it.
Take your time with the movement. You're gonna do, you banged out 60, cool, like this, but how many can you do like that? But you're gonna probably do 20, 30, right? And it's humbling when you start training.
How could I manage recovery in a better way? What are the important things that could help me recover and get back to workout and lift heavier?
The biggest misconception of training is that you have to train 7 days a week, twice a day, whatever it is people do. Obviously, you know C-Bum is, right? He's like one of the most famous bodybuilders in the world. He was the guy that was training 6 days a week, twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever it is. When he got towards the end, he's like, I'm training 2 days on, 2 days off. I see more growth resting. You don't need to be doing 7 workouts a week. It's not.
By the way, for the record, it also like it's important to know that he's also on steroids because he's a bodybuilder. He does it professionally.
For sure.
So many people watching this are probably natural. It's way harder for us to recover because we're not getting.
So that tells you even more. He can recover in a day versus you. It takes 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? And he's resting on top of it. So
That's
what does
right.
that tell you? Is that rest, sleep, recovery, protein consumption is what drives muscle growth. So if he's doing it and he's enhanced and he recovers faster, then what does that tell us like about us?
Yeah, that's
we should rest. You know, there's times where I don't know, I didn't train for a week, I come back, I'm stronger.
And you know what I love? Like what I just thought of listening to you speak. Everyone wants to find like, what's that one pill? What's that one thing that I could do that's gonna set me? It's like, it's not that one thing. It's a bunch of things put together that make for the big picture. It's also easy to get a bunch of information.
Like, what do I believe?
Yeah, and then it's also, what do you do? You know,
Exactly.
for you. So it's a lot of trial and error.
The ones I see succeed the most, there's 2 things. You're obviously training for longevity and your health. So the people that are not consistent but disciplined is what's really important. So for example, we get up every day to go to work, not because we love to get up and go work. It depends who you're talking to, obviously. But most people, not every day you're like, oh, I'm ready to go work, but you have to, in a sense, right? So you have to think of it as discipline in that way.
We go into work, like you said, sometimes it's like we don't want to do it, whatever. And I find that also plays a part in people not going to the gym because they're already doing so many things they don't want to do. How I try to approach it is like, I get to go to the gym. It's something that's like, helps my life because already we're doing so much things we might not want to do. You know, like most people don't like the jobs they do. If you do, great. But it should be something that's celebrated.
You're not going to always want to do it, but you're going to have to realize that you have to do it at a certain point. And you're not always going to jump out of bed and be like, oh, today's an amazing day, right? But that's a lot psychologically.
Motivation is not sustainable, right?
But you have to get it done. Now, if you miss 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, it's not the end of the world. But you get back on track after, that's where it's important.
Yeah.
So it's not what you're doing short term, it's what you're doing long term. So that segues into clients, right?
So it's their mindset. Whatever gets you there.
Yeah.
If you have to tell yourself, I get to do it, or you have to say, I have to do it. Whatever gets you to do the thing, you do it. It's a positive thing no matter how you cut it.
If for you, I don't know, going to play pickleball is what gets you up and exercise, then that's your thing, right? You don't have to do weighted chin-ups with 45 pounds.
No. But why do we do it? For the people.
And to improve.
is
Improvement is different for everybody.
Yeah, why would I do this? Not for the people, it's obviously for me,
exactly.
But for the people.
It's also for the people. We like to put on a show.
Run me down your journey a little bit. Tell me about Alex Perrozzi.
Before I even tell you what I did, I'm in this space essentially. I'm a trainer and naturopath. I teach people how to train, their health, all these things. I motivate them, whatever. But we also struggle, right? Like with what our purpose is a lot of times. It looks like the trainers have everything down packed and ready to go and all things, but we also need to find purpose, right? So for example, I started hockey, got into football, you know, had a rough patch after that where I wasn't training, I gained a bunch of weight, and then I got into CrossFit.
So
that was the number one thing.
So that was sports, gained weight, you got into CrossFit.
Exactly. When I was in culinary school, I graduated, I had to shave my beard, right? And I had a double chin. Like straight up, it was like that. I was like, oh, that's what made me change, right?
So that was
like,
your
I didn't
haha
like
moment. Wow.
what was happening to me. I'm like, what? You know, I was always in shape and training and hockey and all these things. And then I went through that. So I'm like, something has to change. And that's what got me to change, right?
Man, shave your beard to know. It might be the moment of clarity.
I got into CrossFit, which I did for a long time, probably like 5-6 years. That was my bread and butter. It was right around when like the gyms were closing, right? I don't know, but the gyms were closed for like, I don't know, 3 years, almost all together to put it out here. So I even lost my job for that long. So then I'm like, I slowed down and I stopped the CrossFit. I'm like, I need another purpose almost, right? It's like it wasn't making me happy anymore. And then I struggled with some things with my health.
Right.
Then while I got out of that, I just started training normally, right? Like some normal bodybuilding stuff just to stay in shape for my health, right? And to help me fight whatever I was going through.
You know, you said before, like finding your purpose, and you're a trainer, you're a naturopath. So like you're in the space, you understand fitness, you understand how to train and what to do for yourself, but you've overcame obstacles. You obviously had health issues, and just for the sake of like privacy, I don't want to share. If you want to share it, that's fine.
I'm open about it.
But okay, so you like, I could say it, you overcame cancer.
Yeah.
You know, so you had cancer, you had an injury, you had, you know, wrist injury, shoulder injury,
Recent,
you know, and those are things that like affect your mental health, and you're very strong for overcoming those. But could you speak about that? Like how, I think the one thing I admire you the most, Perrozzi, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, is like, even though you have the information, you have challenges that are put in front of you, but you still overcome, and you still apply it and do your best, and you come out there and show up for other people.
So, like that's why in the social media is a big thing too. It's a lot of it's fake, and I always try to
Like a real.
be integral with everything I do, not just work on social media, everything, just with people, be genuine, right? Because I go through stuff too. You go through stuff. Everyone goes through stuff. Literally, everybody has a reason why not to do it.
But it's what you
that's
tell yourself.
That's why you find purpose. What to do. So that's why then I got into, like, after I overcame that stuff, you know, the CrossFit was kind of my identity. And I was like, I was having like a crisis. I can't lose this identity that I have with this CrossFit and weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting. And then, you know, I stopped. I went into strongman a little bit. I love the sport. I love lifting heavy shit. Like, that's just the way I am. I'm
Not how you got hurt, by the way?
No, that's the funny thing is, then I'm like, I have to hold on to that identity of CrossFit, and I go hurt myself doing Olympic weightlifting, doing CrossFit, right? Then I was doing a clean with 400 pounds. It fell on my wrist. I had surgery on it, whatever. And I stopped. It's a year now. Like October is a year that I haven't trained heavy. My idea of my purpose is different. I don't want to do the CrossFit anymore. And it took maybe breaking my wrist to realize that, right? Because I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. So
tell us, what is it that you tell yourself to not only overcome, but also to kind of like shift and find new ways to kind of like stimulate your journey and keep going?
That's where your mental is the most important, right? So like it psychologically ruins you more than physically, I always say, because you're just constantly thinking about it.
Right.
So the way I talk to myself is, things are gonna happen, right? It's how you deal with it that's important. So I tell myself, look, I'm going through this, but I owe it to myself not to give up and try to find ways to make myself feel better, get over it. I don't know, anything just to make myself feel better, right? So I don't want to play victim in a sense, because like I said, there's people that go through so many different things, even worse than what I did. Wait, I need to know, why did you do it behind?
Oh.
Yeah, that
so we're
before.
gonna talk.
I want to know your reason.
In a different segment, what we're doing here is a lateral raise. It's a cable lateral raise. So I'm gonna get very technical here. So what I usually do is, a lot of people put it down here, but to get a full tension, I put it behind me, because if, let's say I'm here, there's no tension. If I'm here, my lateral raise is automatically in a stretch no matter what.
As soon as you lift
and
it off.
The moment I start pulling, it's automatically being under tension. So that's why I do it behind me. And then I try to lift, well, I don't try, I do lift with my like medial delt.
Okay.
And then I go down slowly, and I try to focus more on like intention of the movement. I used to do this super quick because I was doing heavy.
Yeah.
Because lateral raise is like a lot of people, you're not doing a 30 lateral raise.
No,
you
very
know,
light.
you do
you
light,
feel
but
like
it's
you wanna bend
time
down.
under tension, and you really want to get like that middle delt,
For sure.
not moving with like you're swinging. You really want to be intentional with the middle portion of your delt.
But that's obviously a really good way of doing it.
That's why I put my sleeve up to make sure that I'm like focusing on that.
You see the
Because
muscle,
or else it's a useless exercise. I'm just doing it for this.
the mind-muscle
So
connection.
yeah, if I'm not getting this part of the movement, I'm wasting my time doing a lateral raise. It's not like it's a compound movement. So if you isolate it well.
So I'm gonna put it a bit lower because I'm also 12 feet.
Yeah, well, you would actually go higher. You want to go at your hip.
Yeah.
So for you, you would go a little higher actually. So you would go like 7.
Okay.
Beautiful. Show us that.
There's
Show us
nothing-
what you got. There it is.
There's a
Yeah. Imagine you're lifting that, just that right there. There you go.
See, we learned too some things. There's obviously different ways of training.
Yeah.
And
This is the way I do it.
nothing's the best, right? It just what works is the best.
What works
gets
is the
you to
best.
do it
Yeah.
is the best, as I would say. But you could always learn. It doesn't matter from who.
You know how I've actually learned? Through experimentation. Like, I can't say that I've done one thing, I've stuck to it. I've done different splits. I've done push-pull legs. I've done upper lower. I've done full bodies. I've come to you with like, what are my training sessions? And you told me the best thing. And we're gonna actually talk about like more about self-talk and what we tell ourselves. Because there's a lot of things that you helped me through my journey. I remember you telling me once, Nick, it's not so much the movements that you're doing, it's how you're doing them. So a lot of people think like, oh yeah, the best exercise is like cable lateral raise. But if you're not doing it properly, or
Then
you,
it's not
like
the
you're,
best,
there's no more space for progressive overload, maybe you should switch it up, like work the muscles in a different way. So, you know, like how do you do lateral raises when you're not at a gym? So you have to find other ways to kind of like work out a certain body part, especially if you don't have cables. But what I wanted to really speak to you too is like, I remember when I first came to you, it was during that time, we were like, what, 2021? Obviously it was during the pandemic, everything was closed. And I think gyms were just starting to open. And I came up to you and I lost a bunch of weight because I was like fasting. We weren't really in the gym. And I came up to you at a certain weight, we did an in-body, and then I came back to you 4 months later, but I gained weight and I got really in my head about it. And I remember you told me one thing, and this just goes to show how like strong you are in your mind. You're like, yeah, but Nick, but how do you feel? Do you feel better when you came and see, like the first time you came and see me or now? And like literally, this is like when people get lost in the numbers. This is literally my personal experience with it, why I don't get in my head anymore. Because I came to you, let's say at like 166, but I was like not eating. It was during the pandemic, there was no training. We got no light, no movement, no social.
Exactly.
But I was like super low in weight, right?
Yeah.
Then I come see you, I put on like 7 pounds, but I feel so much better. I'm in the gym, I'm eating better, life's like feeling good. But I'm in my head because I gained 7 pounds.
Exactly.
But I felt so much better. And it was those words that you gave me that really helped me see like, oh, why am you so right? I do feel so much better than when I first came and see him. So one, that only tells me like why it's important not only to have a coach, but someone positive or an environment, a community where you're uplifting each other and you're able to ground one another. Because I'm sure you have people in your life that, you know, like you have good support. You have an amazing wife to support you, or else, you know, to just handle it on your own.
Like everyone's
So
for sure.
tell me that, like, how important is it to have people around you in your personal journey? Not only as obviously you could see it as a naturopath,
I talk
but
personally, right? Like, I went through a big thing too, right? I went through gaining weight, then losing it, being super lean, super active, super lean, shredded, right? 9% body fat.
I remember that.
Like stuff like that, right? But if I'm being honest, when I got to that point too, I wasn't necessarily happy, right? I couldn't say that just because I was lean, I was happy.
Right.
So you have to find a point where you feel happy and healthy. So I wasn't as healthy because I was depriving myself, right? I wasn't eating like I should be eating, right? I was like eating salads every day instead, right? But that's when I didn't know better.
right. But you have to go through that to learn.
Yeah, so a personal thing of mine is also like after dealing with the cancer, right? So just so they know, obviously, the context of the cancer, it's thyroid cancer. I removed my thyroid completely. And if you know anything about thyroid, it's like basically it's your metabolism, and losing that piece, like your body instantly goes into shock and like what's going on. right? So since it's so essential for your metabolism, when I removed it, I gained like 30 pounds instantly. So I'm like going from, and you can imagine how this goes on in your head as a trainer, as a coach of fitness and life, right? You're like, oh crap, I gained 30 pounds. Like people won't take me serious anymore, right? So you go through that thing. You're like, I put on all this work and then this is changing. They're gonna see, oh look, I gained a bunch of weight now. He's lazy, all these things. But eventually, like you come to terms with it. You're like, this is my life. I deal with it. I find ways to still stay active. And like I said, the victim, you could fall into the mentality of being a victim really quickly.
Like I feel like subconsciously we play the victim to make us feel better. And it's like this pity card, but it's literally the worst thing we could do for ourselves because it just brings us down a spiral of continued victimization and you never get out of it. And then no matter what the outside world does to kind of show you differently, you fight it because you feel like you're the victim. And it's like this ending loop. So how did you get out of that? Because obviously there is that initial moment where you're human. You're like, you know, you said
okay,
what the thought process.
Way,
yeah,
right?
Go through it. But how do you get out of that? How do you snap out of it?
It's tough. Well, this burns a lot. I actually feel it a lot. It's crazy. It's not really what I told myself. I never give up in a sense. Like, I don't know what it is about me. It's like I'll never play victim. I'll never talk myself into not doing something. Like, it's just probably just a genetic trait that I have.
Let me ask you, what's your why? Why do you do it? Why do you show up?
Who are you doing it for? Or for my career?
Give me like certain points that you have. It could be more than one, right?
I think as a man, I have a duty to be strong and fit, especially when I have a family, you know, for my wife, for my kids, when I have kids.
Right.
Which probably soon, I don't know. I think it's a duty. That's my why. It could be anybody else could be different. But for me personally, it's that. It's strong father figure. That's what I want to be. Show my kids. I want to be a role model the same way I'm a role model to my clients. But I'm not perfect. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people with my clients. I don't eat perfectly every day. I don't train every day. But I still, the majority of the time, I still do what I have to do.
I think like everyone thinks it's like perfection and being perfect.
Exactly.
But
no perfection.
You are like, you know how many times I've eaten like 9,000 calories in a day? I've like completely bombed my diet. But what do you do after? Get back on track. You're gonna have those days.
Exactly.
But you look at the big picture and you're like, we're okay. You know, I look at you now and it's like, I don't think anyone watching this video is looking at you and being like, oh, this guy has been through the stuff that he's saying that he's been through.
For sure, they don't
right?
know.
Because you still look so good. So, but that's because you're you know, like you don't let it get to you, because
it.
you could have definitely went the other way.
But the thing is, I want to be transparent, is that it does get to me still, right?
Absolutely.
Like with anybody else, everybody is subconscious about something. So, like I said before, the weight gain, all this stuff, you still think about it, but you can't let it get you too much, right? You still got to do. You got to be yourself. You got to,
you got to keep going.
You got to move with integrity the whole time.
The point was, we're not perfect. We're gonna fall, but it's like it's how many. It's could you get back up more times than you fall.
The Rocky thing. Is it from Rocky?
I think there's that's Rocky, but it's also Bruce Wayne. Well, Alfred tells Bruce Wayne, "What do we fall, sir?
Exactly.
So that we can learn to pick ourselves up." That's it. Everybody goes through their own challenges. I go through my own challenges. You go through your own challenges. But you said it best. Like, it's what makes you keep going. And if we could kind of like work off each other, like I said, I look at you and I'm like, this guy overcame cancer. I'm not gonna go to the gym. I'm not gonna give my effort. I'm not gonna give my all. You know, and it's like, you could maybe look at me and be like, oh, Nick's doing something. And it's like, you use each other's energies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you came for me for guidance, but also look at you for you implying those things and looking for more, right?
Yeah.
Looking for how to improve. I respect that, right? Because it's not everyone that comes into the gym that has success like that, right? You have to do the work. I give you the tools.
Right.
So
that's why I think that's the thing with anything in life.
I respect people that do what you did too, right? So it's not only me.
Yeah. And it does go back to what we said before, like all the information's out there. All of it, I promise. You can find so much videos about taking creatine, magnesium, vitamin D, how to lift, the best exercises, what to eat in a day. Like, I think the best advice that was ever told to me when I was a real estate broker, I just started. I was in Las Vegas for a conference, and like this top broker, he was making like over $700,000 a year. Where I'm on a walk with him, just one-on-one. We're walking the Las Vegas Strip and he's like, Nick, I could give someone word for word, step by step, how to make what I make in a year, and they still won't do it. they still won't do what I tell them. I like here, I'm doing it. I'm doing this, I'm making 700, this is what you have to do. And they still won't do it. They'll try to skip a step or, you know, do something different, or like, oh, I know better and I could do this. He's like, this is the way. This is what I do every day. And then on top of that, I looked at him and he told me what he does in a day just by speaking about it. And I looked at him and I'm like, I don't even want to do that.
Exactly.
You know, like you realize the work that it takes. You're like, oh, I don't even want it.
This is where you see they're at. This is what you think they do, but this is what they're actually doing.
Yeah,
right?
and then when you realize the work that they put in, it's like, well, sometimes it's better not even doing it.
Exactly. But that's what separates.
That's what separates the outliers to the average. Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta pick something and
it
like.
really depends what you define as successful, right? Like for you, it could be different.
So how do you define success?
If I can help one person, I know it sounds like cheesy and everyone like kind of says these things, but if I literally, like you said, you're that one person that took my guidance into consideration, even if it's like 1%,
right,
and it improves your life, I'm successful, right?
Because
that's
you made a
my
difference.
job.
You made a difference.
That's my job. I don't care about the person that posts a picture side to side, like, look how much weight this person lost. Like, that's not success for me. It's just, are you maintaining it long term? Are you healthy? And are you happy? That's it. Like for me, I'm never gonna. It's not like I help one person. I'm obviously helping multiple people.
Right. But that's like
at the same time.
That's a question.
But that's
of,
a goal
right.
that I've always wanted, and it's not about myself. And I don't care about money. Like for me, it's never about money.
Oh,
it's
you
about,
showed it.
I want to teach people the right way, not the way that the way they perceive it online.
Dude, I think that's something else that I love about you. Every time I had a question, I think so many times I texted you, hey, could we meet up and talk and whatever, and you never took my money. You always you sat with me for like an hour and you literally spoke to me like as a friend. Hopefully you don't do that with everyone, because obviously you have value and you should be charging for your time. By you doing that, like I want to support you 1,000,000 times more. I want to give you like so much more just because of that, because you have tremendous value. And I really hope the people watching this like give you a follow. You have amazing posts about nutrition, health, and I think just like exposing yourself to people who are trying and sending out good intentions with their heart and sending out a good message is like what you should be surrounding yourself with. No matter if it aligns to you, that's what you have to like put yourself in front of. My sister told me something last week. She's like, you know, your algorithm tells you a lot about yourself, and what you see is very important. So by following people who are like to me, you're inspirational to me. Okay, like you inspire me. I love your story. Like obviously you're my friend. I could be biased, but also as an outsider, someone who doesn't know you at all, I think like I just love what you went through and how you've overcome it. You would be someone that I wanna have in my feed and in my life, and that's why I do, because you mean a lot to me, and I love your message, what you do. It's not only talk, you're showing it.
Yeah.
It's backed up by your actions. So sure. I think at the end of the day, like, how do we sum this all up? It's not what you know, it's what you apply.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody knows. Take creatine, get in the gym, move.
Right now, one little word you type in ChatGPT and you find the answer, but you have to apply it. That's the biggest thing.
That was beautiful. Thank you. That was good.
No, I appreciate it.